Right now on this special early edition of Apple Valley News Now, the latest on the man accused of driving under the influence the wrong way on an interstate in Pasco, ending in a crash where a mother and her two sons died. Also, how new law is set to go into effect in 2025 will impact us throughout the region in Washington and Oregon. And if you want something to do that is fun and safe for the whole family to ring in the new year, we've got the event for you in the Tri-Cities. The news begins now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Special Edition, on your side.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this early edition of Apple Valley News Now at 5. I'm Austin Reed. First up this afternoon, a Yakima man is in the Franklin County Jail arrested on suspicion of 3 counts of vehicular homicide and other charges after authorities say he drove the wrong way on the interstate in Pasco last Friday night. Authorities say 37-year-old Zachary Schwartz hit another vehicle head-on while driving east in the westbound lanes of Interstate 182 between 4th Avenue and the interchange with US 395. A mother and her 2 sons, ages 6 and 1, died in the crash. Schwartz was taken to the hospital with a broken arm. He was released and then taken to the Franklin County Jail over the weekend. 39-year-old Guadalupe Vergara Gonzalez, her 6-year-old son, and her 22-month-old son have been identified as the people who died in that head-on crash. Her husband, Rodrigo, suffered serious injuries, but he has been released from the hospital as of this afternoon and is expected to recover from his physical injuries. A GoFundMe page has been set up for the family to help the funeral and medical expenses. We have a link to that page and where you can help at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. When it comes to people who enter the wrong way onto highways and interstates, is there more that can be done to prevent it? Well, according to the Washington State Patrol, due to the increasing population, there are more drivers on the road, and that means the chances of entering the highway increase. WSP says in 2022, fatal crashes peaked but have steadily declined over the past 2 years and credits this due to a rise in troopers, education, and enforcement. Summer Derry with WashDOT says wrong-way driving is something they take seriously and know that they need to do something about it.
A couple months ago, the Department of Transportation made some enhancements to that particular intersection. So it has a do not enter sign. In addition to that, they added an additional wrong way sign to that signpost. And on that signpost, they added a reflective stripe.
Tonight after the game, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen takes a deeper look into the issue and what's being done to help. Although the new year is just 2 days away, workers in more than 20 states can expect to not only ring in a new year, but an increase in pay as well. This is due to a law passing to increase the minimum wage in some states. One of those 20 states is Washington. The pay will go up to $16.66 per hour, which is up 2.35% from 2024. Washingtonians can see the minimum wage increase starting January 1. Over in Oregon, you can expect to see this new law kick off at the start of the new year. That is, using drugs on public transit will be considered a misdemeanor crime of interfering with public transportation. While the measure worked its way through the legislature, multiple transportation officials say drug use on buses and trains and at transit stops and stations was making passengers and drivers feel less safe. Tonight after the game, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma breaks down the issues for both states. 2 men from Portland have been found dead after going out to Skamania County in search of Sasquatch. Someone contacted authorities early Christmas morning and reported the 2 men missing. They were supposed to return on Christmas Eve. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office launched a massive search. About 60 volunteers helped look for the men, and after 3 days, searchers located their bodies. Authorities say it appears the deaths were caused from exposure to the weather conditions. All right, let's talk about our weather now. Things seem to be calming down, especially in the passes, but Mother Nature will fire back up again. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is in for Stacy this afternoon, and he brings us a quick look at our first alert forecast. Josh.
Well, the mountain snow showers that we were tracking all day should be tapering off for this evening. We can't rule out a low-end chance of maybe some flurries or a brief period of freezing rain for the valleys, but that is a low-end chance. I think most of us will be dry for tonight. Overnight lows down into the 20s and 30s, so pretty much all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. And then for tomorrow, the last day of 2024, it's going to be a cold one, not as much sunshine. You can see we'll be stuck in the 30s for a lot of the day, so not as warm as today. Will be about seasonal, on par for the last day of the year. So 30s and 40s across the map, and again, an uptick in clouds. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Once again, mountain snow tapering for this evening. Then we're tracking another storm system for late on New Year's Eve night into the first morning of 2025. Valley snow could be on the table, so I'll tell you how much we're anticipating coming up a little bit later in the show.
Well, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office wants to warn people about calls they have been getting from people saying scammers have been reaching out, saying they have to pay money for missing jury duty. The scammers are pretending to be officers or deputies, claiming that you have a warrant, and unless you want to get arrested, you better pay up. The Sheriff's Office says court officers never call or email you and demand money for missing jury duty. They also will never threaten or arrest over the phone. Hang up on the scammers and report them to authorities. Less than a year where a brutal robbery took place, a person has burglarized a popular restaurant in Milton, Freewater, Oregon. According to information from the police department, authorities say sometime in the early morning hours of December 28th, someone broke the window of the Red Tea Garden restaurant and went inside. Police say the suspect took about $4,500 in cash. Last February, the owner's wife died after a woman attacked her while trying to steal money from the restaurant. If you have information about this case, call the number you see on the screen. As we close out 2024, many people across our region like to ring in the new year with fireworks. But there are some things you need to know. There is an organized fireworks display that you can enjoy with the community. It's called First Night Tri-Cities. It starts tomorrow at 4 at the Giza Carousel of Dreams. The event goes until 9 p.m. and there will be carousel rides, bounce houses, interactive activities, and performances. But if you plan on setting off fireworks on your own, remember the laws behind them. Be aware of where you are firing them off, and remember to always consider your safety and those around you first. Turning to continuing coverage, the Hanford Guard Union and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions returned to the negotiating table earlier today. According to both parties, the sides began talking this morning. The first time since HMIS sent over the best and final offer. A federal mediator was on hand at the negotiating table. One union member tells Apple Valley News Now nothing was settled in today's talks. Both sides will then meet again tomorrow at 9 a.m. This year isn't the only thing getting ready to wrap up. So is this year's first of its kind Painting Pasco reimbursement program. 2 of the 3 businesses and building owners are now celebrating their fresh new looks. The city of Pasco says this program is a way to highlight and promote cultural expansion while supporting local artists. Carl Holder, a building owner in the area, says he knew his building was a perfect canvas. Holder also says this program helps in revitalizing the downtown area.
This mural is really a first step in cleaning up a fairly ugly part of town. So really it is the entrance to the nice of the farmers market, but is an eyesore. And because we bring some art, we'll bring some people, and the owners will have pride in the alley, and we'll be able to keep it clean.
Holder also says the inspiration to his mural came from Pasco having many trains, and a lot of those trains being tagged. So he took his own spin on it with a local retired trained tagger professional. Still ahead on this early edition of Apple Valley News Now, don't stick a fork in travel for the year 2024 just yet. A messy, difficult travel day is still ahead of us. And Josh returns with a full look at your First Alert weather forecast. Look at that sunset. Was at 4:19 today. We'll be right back.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford Crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The built wild Bronco family. Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series, best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting.
Yeah.
Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning has been keeping Yakima Valley homes safe and comfortable since 1986. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. You'll be happy. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast, for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one, not that one. We'll buy this house for cash, and this house, but not that one either. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you've got a tenant you really don't want, we'll buy it. If you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price, and we'll close fast too. So with us, no real estate agent, which means no commissions, no repairs or cleaning necessary, no appraisals or formal inspections, no open houses, no closing costs, and no long wait to close. Sell My House has been buying unwanted houses since 1999. Call to learn more. We'll buy this house and this house. Okay, not that one. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now and we'll connect you with a qualified local buyer.
1-800-219-0560.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back. Jimmy Carter passed away Sunday, surrounded by family in his home in Plains, Georgia. The 39th president was 100 years old. Brian Abel is in Plains with details on how he is being honored.
From Georgia peanut farmer to president, Jimmy Carter's legacy spans 100 years. Leaders around the world remembering his remarkable life.
Jill and I lost a dear friend. What I find extraordinary about Jimmy Carter, though, is that millions of people all around the world, all over the world, feel they lost a friend as well.
Carter grew up in Plains, Georgia. He became governor and was elected president in 1976 and lost re-election to Republican Ronald Reagan in 1980. But it was his life post-presidency that laid the bricks for his legacy. He is remembered as a passionate humanitarian and a pioneer of human rights. He and his wife, Rosalind, founded the Carter Center to carry out their mission.
He was one of the first to turn his back on dictators who were not supporting human rights.
In 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his decades of work to establish peaceful solutions to international conflicts. He also spent decades volunteering for Habitat for Humanity.
A great global statesperson, and the world's going to honor him, but he also was down home all about the state of Georgia.
Outside the Carter Presidential Center, mourners leaving flowers and notes. People in his hometown of Plains remembering him.
President Carter has been an international influence, but some of his greatest influence, he and Mrs. Carter's, has been right here in Plains, Georgia.
In Plains, Georgia, Brian Abel reporting.
By the way, he will lie in repose in the Georgia State Capitol and then at the U.S. Capitol, followed by a service at Washington's National Cathedral. His final resting place will be in the backyard of his home in Plains, Georgia, next to his beloved wife. They were married 77 years when she passed. Turning to the environment, the state of Wyoming has agreed to sell a 1 square mile piece of land inside the boundaries of Grand Teton National Park for $100 million. The Kelly parcel sits in a key wildlife migration corridor. The deal will allow the federal government to protect the 640-acre piece of land from development. Roughly a third of the money came from private donations raised by the nonprofit National Park Foundation. The rest came from the Federal Land and Water Conservation Fund. The nation's airports and roadways will be crowded to close out 2024, but the weather in some parts of the country could slow things down, and the famous New York celebration in New York's Times Square could see some soggy skies. Karen Kaifa has the latest from Washington.
2024 may be nearing its close, but at the nation's airports, the busy holiday travel period isn't over yet.
We just got all the bags checked, so hopefully security doesn't take too long.
The Transportation Security Administration expected Monday to be one of the busiest days of the holiday stretch, and it came after a weekend of severe weather in the southeastern U.S., including deadly storms in Texas, Mississippi, and North Carolina. Hundreds of flights within, into, or out of the U.S. were canceled on Sunday, and more than 11,000 flights were delayed. This traveler headed west from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, taking a Monday morning delay in stride.
Okay, if it's only an hour. If it ends up being 5 or 6 hours, then, you lose the day in Arizona. But you know what? It's vacation, so no complaints.
Meanwhile, in New York, preparations are underway for an expected 1 million New Year's Eve revelers in Times Square, including a test drop of the famous confetti on Sunday.
We're going to test it here today, so we're ready to start 2025 strong.
And a warning from city officials Monday to expect rainy skies.
The lucky ones that are going to be up front and able to see the ball drop, dress warmly. We're expecting rain, so we're telling you to be prepared for the weather.
While the East will contend with rain to end 2024, parts of the Midwest could also see a messy New Year's Eve as some snow mixes with rain at times. I'm Karen Kaifa reporting.
Now, today is considered by travel industry as the busiest travel day of the season, smack right in the middle of the Christmas and the New Year's holidays.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
We have another very active forecast, so let's go ahead and get right into it. For tonight, mountain snow will start to taper off tonight during the late evening and overnight hours in particular. Lower elevations will be mostly dry, although we can't rule out a few light showers for the valleys and foothills. In fact, there's a chance for some flurries in the Kittitas Valley and a brief window for freezing rain in the upper Yakima Valley into the mid to late evening. Then for tomorrow, New Year's Eve day will be a mostly dry day, although we can't rule out a sprinkle or two during the morning for the Blue Foothills. But for New Year's Eve night, that's when the action will ramp up. Snow will start to pick up for the Cascades during the mid to late evening and around and after midnight for the Blues. Lower elevations should stay dry until around midnight, then precip chances will go up. Snow is possible for the Kittitas and upper Yakima valleys, and freezing rain is possible in the lower Yakima valleys. So now let's take a look at snowfall totals from this evening through late on Tuesday night. 3 to 4 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 6 to 8 inches for White Pass on U.S. Highway 12, a few inches for Sadis Pass, yes, maybe even an inch of snow for Ellensburg and Yakima. Then a couple inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit. We're starting to get a lot more conservative for Tollgate now, just 3 to 4 inches there on Oregon 204. Some of the water totals from this evening through late tomorrow night, not that impressive. 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of water for the mountains, less than 1/10 of an inch of water for lower elevations. Then we're tracking more storm systems, one into Wednesday and Thursday, another one into Friday and Saturday, and that one for Sunday and Monday we'll set to the side for now. So first, let's talk about the Wednesday-Thursday storm system, New Year's Day and January 2nd. Low snow levels with this one initially, down to around 1,000 feet. So we're thinking anywhere between 2 to 6 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and Snoqualmie Pass. maybe even less than an inch for the Blue Foothills in Yakima Valley, and a couple inches possible in the Kittitas Valley. And this is looking like it's going to be a wetter stretch of days, as we could have between 3/4 to an inch of water for the Cascades, 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blues, between 1/10 to 1/4 for the Valleys, Basin, and Foothills. Then we have that next storm system into Friday and Saturday. Higher snow levels with this one, between 3,000 and 5,000 feet. So chances for Valley and Foothill snow will essentially go down to 0, but we could pick up another 2 to 6 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and Snoqualmie Pass, likely more for those passes at higher elevations. This is going to be a very wet storm system once again for the mountains, especially for the Cascades, anywhere between an inch to an inch and a half. High temperatures much colder now, right around seasonal values. Could get a little bump up in temperatures for Saturday and Sunday, but overall it's going to be a chilly stretch of days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday and Thursday, looking much wetter for Friday, then a bit drier this weekend. In Yakima, a wintry mix is possible into the first morning of 2025. A cold rain by Thursday, and then better rain chances Friday. In Ellensburg, a rain-snow mix is possible for the morning of New Year's Day, maybe another for the 2nd, then just a cold rain after that. For Hermiston, small rain chances the 1st and 2nd, much wetter by Friday, then drier this weekend. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely to start 2025, and it looks like that'll continue right through the weekend.
All right, Josh in for Stacy. Thank you, sir. Still ahead on Apple Valley News now, we've got the Spotlight, so stay with us.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
The holidays. So happy together. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your community Chevy dealers.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
Not being able to see up close can be frustrating. Introducing Eye Candy, the sweet new way to see everything bigger, brighter, and better than ever before. This lightweight, easy-to-hold magnifier utilizes an optical-grade lens that enlarges print by 300%. Yes, 300%. Embedded in Eye Candy's frame are 12 anti-glare LED lights that dramatically help increase clarity. It's a flashlight and magnifier in one. Lightweight and portable, Eye Candy is ideal for dimly lit restaurants. Read recipes, prescription bottles, or nutritional information. Order now to get your Eye Candy for only $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Eye Candy may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Eye Candy is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 Eye Candies per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-931-3546 or visit tryeyecandy.com. That's 1-800-931-3546. Order now.
Apple Valley News Now and Schweitzer present the Stay and Ski Giveaway, where you could win 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com. The Stay and Ski Giveaway from Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
At 5 o'clock, we bring you the spotlight every night. Since we're on early today, we're bringing it to you now. And we are honoring Hannah and Jay Lynn. These two young girls, for 2 years now, have been helping to support those in need through the Salvation Army in Tri-Cities. This year, through their tradition of selling hot chocolates, they are adding in over $1,500 that they helped raise for the 2024 Red Kettle campaign. The Salvation Army says their compassion and hard work reminds them of the power of giving back. We've got a final look at weather when we come back.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
The Season of New Tradition sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Save big on select new Kia vehicles. 2024 Kia Sportage LX with all-wheel drive start at just $28,999. Plus, get 3.49% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Did you know that maintaining your oral hygiene not only ensures your teeth and gums are in good health, but also ensures that you are free from disease-causing bacteria?
These same bacteria are found in blood clots of people who have recently suffered heart attacks. Biomarkers from these oral bacteria can be found in up to 50% of the clots taken from these victims. Now more than ever, oral health is directly related to your overall health.
Trust the team of experts at Avanta Dental. Our friendly team is ready to help you have a brighter, healthier future.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Do frozen screens make your heart melt? Do buffering wheels give you butterflies? Didn't think so. You should meet Ziply Fiber. It's faster, it's friendlier, it's fiber. Ziply is fiber optic internet. That means no lag and no buffering. Gotta love it. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-268-7157. That's 1-800-268-7157. Or visit idpolice.com. So call 1-800-268-7157 now.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Kathy Kilgore.
Apple Valley News Now is important to this community. I know when I turn it on, if there's something that I've heard about in the community, I'm going to hear it from you guys. And that's important. I eat breakfast with you, I eat dinner with you guys. That time's valuable in that it keeps me connected to my community.
Thank you, Kathy. If you watch Apple Valley News Now, please let us know. Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
Of all of the days of the year, Monday is not the time to say, hold the bacon. That's because it's National Bacon Day. Bacon is no longer just a breakfast item. People sprinkle bacon onto sandwiches, soups, appetizers, even some cocktails like to include it. You can even have candied bacon. The United States and Canada make bacon from the pork belly. Other countries around the world use the side and back cuts of pork. The meat is cured in either a salt brine or a salt pack. It is then either dried, boiled, or smoked. On average, about half of all Americans eat at least a pound of bacon each and every year. All right, let's get a final look at your forecast with Josh.
Here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 36 hours. And again, this captures a little bit of the tail end of this storm system and the beginning of that next storm system. So we're thinking 3 to 4 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 6 to 8 inches for White Pass off of U.S. Highway 12, a few inches for Salish Pass, maybe even up to an inch for Ellensburg and Yakima, a couple inches for the Battle Mountain Summit and Cabbage Hill, and 3 to 4 inches for Tollgate off of Oregon 204.
All right, Josh, thank you for that. And thank you for joining us for this special early edition of Apple Valley News Now at 5. Updates at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Monday Night Football coming at you next, and then we'll be back after the game. I'm Austin Reed, hoping your news is good news.